the national championship. The Florida Gators have won the Southeastern Conference Championship. GatorZone is brought to you by Wells Fargo, proud partner of the Florida Gators.
Hey Gator Nation, welcome to another episode of GatorZone alongside Kyle Crooks. Jeff Cardozo here with you. We are in November, so we are winding down on football season, but that means new sports get started. We're certainly psyched as we head on into the holidays.
That's right, and speaking of holidays, around Halloween you always get Florida, Georgia, and every year you get two Gators that go into the Florida, Georgia Hall of Fame. This year for the Gators, two scary defenders.
Yeah, Brandon Spikes, Brad Culpepper, obviously both made huge impacts on this game, and of course Gator fans will never forget that ginormous hit on the Georgia running back to get things going, partly why Spikes is in the Hall of Fame.
Man, honestly, I still hadn't really wrapped my head around it. There's a lot of great players in this game, not only in the SEC, but this game. And just to be a part of that, man, it's just, you know, I'm lost for words. I really don't know what to say because I never thought about any of this. I just wanted to win games. That was it. Get a lot of rings and win a lot of championships. But to get an accolade like this is an honor.
It's an honor to be included. There's some famous and great names on the list, and to be added to it. You know, growing up, having my father play at the University of Florida, you know, the Florida-Georgia game was huge. In the 80s, Florida really struggled, and I'd like to think that I had a small part in flipping the tables a little bit in the 90s because Coach Spurrier came in and taught us to not be afraid of Georgia. And my freshmen in 87, 88, 89, they were tough games. We got kind of creamed. But then 90, we turned it around with Shane Matthews and Eric Rett, and we put it to them in 90 and 91. So I'm proud to be a part of that team.
It's a dream come true. You know, as a kid, you dream of stuff like this. Getting this opportunity is an honor. You know, for my teammates and my family, my coaching staff, you know, it was always big for me to, you know, not let them down and be accountable to those guys that put so much work in. And, you know, they made it easy for me on Saturday. So I'm here in front of you guys today, and it's just great.
My father was captain of the team in 1962, and I was able to be captain of the team in 1991. So that was a special deal for me. To be able to win the first official unedited Southeastern Conference Championship was a highlight. Maybe of, you know, I played 9 years in the NFL, but winning that championship in '91 sticks out as maybe the greatest sports accomplishment or team that I've been a part of. So I'm really proud of that.
It's no greater feeling to be in California or New York or, you know, back home, and you see the Gator Nation everywhere, and they recognize you, and you know, it's almost like a good morning or a good afternoon. Go Gators! It's nothing like it, man, and that's forever. That's life. So I'm just absolutely happy that I chose the Gators. I knew it was the right decision when I was like 17 years old, so it worked out.
My parents did a great job of kind of telling me to get the most I could out of college. So I was student body vice president when I was at the University of Florida. I ended up getting a master's in sports administration at Florida. I got my law degree here at Florida and my undergraduate obviously at Florida. So I use my time wisely, and I'm better off for it.
Well, Jeff, certainly the Florida-Georgia football game, it's such a great tradition in Jacksonville, but adding to that tradition, baseball, first time ever playing an exhibition against Georgia this year.
Yeah, you see a smile on my face because I loved it, and so many people loved it. About 10,000 people there. Great game, obviously. The Gators won 5-3, and it was neat because you got to see some of these young guys, and Kevin O'Sullivan threw a whole bunch of freshmen, one of the top recruiting classes in the country, but it's going to be a senior. That's going to be a big part of this thing, and we mic'd up Austin Langworthy before the game.
I'm about to put on a wowzer. I'm about to put on a wowzer right here. Ah, yeah, ball's out of here. And take these couple duds out of here for you. This cage is like, I don't know. It's like weird the way it's like angled. I don't know. That boy, pay attention. Ah, ball's out of here. Dadgum, son. That's a round right there. Oh yeah, there we go. See that turn? See that turn? Turn inside the bag right there. Hey, there's one. Oh, that ball's gone. That ball's gone, I don't care. That ball's way out of here. That's a winner right there. That's a winning round right there, man. It'd be really cool if we did that again. That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool.
What's Omaha?
No, one. Go ahead and give me the crown. Thank you, thank you. Man, I hate triples. Go, baby. I felt like running to first base like it was like 8 miles away, bro. I was like, holy cow, am I ever gonna make it? Oh no, shake my hand. Please, I want you to shake my hand whenever I get on. Clap, clap. Clap, clap. That right there is why I hate triples. I'm exhausted. That's what we like to see. That's incredible. You're unbelievable. Please never do that ever again. Because I don't like running 3 bases. Holy cow. I need to take a nap. I wonder if I'm getting my inning in tonight. Gotta get the knuckleball ready. And get one of these in there. Just let it fall in. Change up. Oh! What a call. Change up. How you doing? Hanging in there, man. Change up off the cap. the other kind was
Mario and Luigi in the front row over there. Dude, I keep seeing over there.
That's awesome. Man. Yeah. Time, please. That was not a fun ball to approach. Don't expect any diving catches out of me. I'll pull up and play it up. I'm ready, buddy. I'm ready.
You done?
I'm done. I've had enough. It's time.
So a great setting there in Jacksonville, and really neat to see the community support that. Tons of Gator fans all over the country, and certainly on the First Coast there are plenty of them.
And Jeff, speaking of the community, coming up here on GatorZone, a lot of Gators getting out in the community, doing a lot of great things, and we'll highlight that all coming up next.
GatorZone is brought to you by Wells Fargo, proud partner of the Florida Gators, and by Gatorade Thirst Quencher, the proven sports fuel.
Over the past few years, I've had the great honor of calling Gator softball on the radio, and they've had a lot of great moments on the field, but a lot of the great moments come when they're not playing on the field, when they're getting out in the Gainesville community. They had a chance to play kickball recently with some Special Olympic athletes and really get out and do some great things. And I know Jeff is an outstanding kickball player. I'm going to roll this, see how far he can kick it.
Home run. And there was a lot of great moments like that as the softball team got out and got to mingle with some of the community in the Special Olympics.
The recent rainy weather may have kept the Gators softball team off the turf for a few hours, but it couldn't stop the players from having fun with a few new friends. The Gators hosted athletes from the Bradford and Alachua County Special Olympics for a game of kickball.
Well, I've never done anything like this, so this was really cool for me personally because I've never interacted with special needs kids before, so it was once in a lifetime kind of experience for me. I had a blast today.
I mean, this is an amazing experience. I've actually had the opportunity to do this before. I worked a lot with Special Olympics and Miracle League back home, especially in high school, and it's always been one of my favorite things to do, and I just am so glad I got to experience it with some of my best friends.
Once the players were divided up between the orange and blue teams and the game was underway, it was all smiles for the Gators and the Special Olympics athletes.
Good, it was my first time. I never done it before, so It was awesome. It was like really good. They just the best. I mean, number one, but they're awesome. So
it was awesome. We got to come out and play kickball with the softball team. I like to play different sports. I got to eventually have a lot of fun in that. Eventually, I would like to come back and have more fun with them.
The players say they're always excited for opportunities like this to give back to the community that supports them.
We're go, go, go all the time. It's always serious business, but I love doing things like this just to have some fun. It's a lot of team bonding, and it's something different. You really get to learn things about people that you didn't know before just by working with these other athletes and kind of getting to know them as well. We're always willing to help out the community. You know, you come to our games and there's so much support from them. It's awesome just to be able to give back to them and to show them some support as well.
Getting to meet the Gators softball team will serve as a big inspiration for the Special Olympics athletes as they compete.
Yeah, today is an exciting an opportunity for us. We're going to be starting our softball programs for Alachua and Bradford County in 2020, so it's a good chance to kind of open that door here locally. We love harnessing local partnerships, and having UF in our backyard is a fantastic opportunity. So what better way to get our athletes excited and connected with some top-level athletes in our own community.
The game was tightly contested, but in the end, it was all about fun and friendship. For GatorZone, I'm Joe Prozac.
Well, Jeff, we've talked a lot about what the Gators have been able to do in the community, and we're about to highlight an event coming up that is truly special, the 15th annual Climb for Cancer.
Yeah, it's obviously we know that cancer is really tough on not only those who have it, but family members, friends, everything else. So an opportunity now for more than 150 student athletes to mingle with some survivors of cancer, some still dealing with it, and it was a great experience for all.
Every year, the Florida Gators host a special group of guests to hang out for a few hours. Known as Climb for Cancer, Gator athletes get the opportunity to spend time with kids who have beat or are still battling cancer.
What I had initially envisioned was we would just give a grant to the Athletic Association and say, go forth and put on a sports camp for kids with cancer. And they said, we don't want your money, just, bring the kids and let's have some fun.
For many kids, Climb for Cancer offers an escape from the daily struggles the disease brings.
Well, my daughter had leukemia, ALL, and she was in the hospital. She got it when she was 2. And so we were in the hospital for about 2 months, and a lot of the athletes and the Gator players would come up and spend time with her because she was bedridden. It gives her something to look forward to. She'll talk about this once I tell her about it for like a month or 2 before it even happens. She just can't wait to come to it.
My daughter Maya, she was diagnosed in 2015 with leukemia, and she's about a year out of treatment and doing great. It's amazing. We come with other kids and they have a blast. It's nice to have them relatable to the University of Florida athletes.
For the Gator athletes, they understand how important this event is to these kids and to the community.
This event, I always love it. I've done this event twice. I've done the walk twice, and just being a part of it is so amazing. I love coming and seeing all the children and how much fun they're having, and just that us being able to be a part of that and help them have this experience is just really important to us.
It's been great, being able to connect with other kids who are fighting and struggling with something, being able to use, them being fans of us and trying to help them and guide them through what they're going through. It's a pretty awesome feeling to have to be a part of.
While these student athletes come from far and wide to compete for the orange and blue, Climb for Cancer symbolizes what Gator Nation is all about, giving back to the community we call home.
It brings people together to try to look at the bright side and the enjoyment of life, even going through such a hardship.
This impacts the community because it allows everybody to not only root for the teams, but also get involved with the teams and everything we do. And as athletes as a whole, we all come together and we bond and we make good friends on and off the fields.
I think the community as a whole, everyone just comes together, and it's not about individuals anymore. It's about everyone just coming together and being a part as a whole and just helping each other.
An athlete's heart is not just determined by their on-the-field performance or the logo on their chest. It is also exemplified by the impact they have on others.
They're fighting something and they're battling something that we don't have the opportunity to kind of struggle with. So it's important for us as athletes and as people with a voice to be able to sympathize and be kind of empathetic towards what they're going through and kind of help them out.
Well, I think you realize how amazing our student athletes are. They give of their time on their days off to come and participate in this camp, and it highlights the good hearts in these athletes.
For GatorZone, I'm JT Santos.
Well, another great reason why the student athletes here at the University of Florida are absolutely tremendous on and off the field. Well, speaking of student athletes, we've got one that spent a lot of time in this gym. We'll tell you all about her right after the break.
GatorZone is brought to you by Wells Fargo, proud partner of the Florida Gators, and by Gatorade Thirst Quencher, the proven sports fuel.
Hey everyone, welcome back to GatorZone. Jeff Cardozo, Kyle Crooks with you. We are in the volleyball gym. I would probably be more dominant in here, but he would be more dominant in the regular gym. But that's obvious with when you look at both of us. But when you look at this volleyball team, so many different things have to happen. I know you were back there warming up before the last one. Do you think that you could actually get a stuff block on one of these outside hitters, maybe Morgan Greer?
Jeff, I was pretty good in high school, but absolutely not. Morgan Greer, a senior from Texas, somebody who hasn't had a ton of playing time here at Florida, but is certainly a leader. And here, get a chance to highlight how infectious she is with her teammates.
Mary Wise was certain from an early point in time that Morgan Greer would wind up a Gator, even if Morgan didn't quite know yet. And the Gators have been thankful because Morgan has had just about every role imaginable while wearing the orange and blue.
I started the recruiting process fairly early, I would say, but I actually committed a lot later than some of my classmates who were in my year, and Mary always kind of jokes with me about it of she kind of knew I was going to be a Gator, but it was more me taking my time and finally making that decision. But I'm so thankful that I did decide to be a Gator because it's the perfect place where I'm supposed to be.
Morgan in many ways is, she is the spirit of our program. Morgan understands that our blockers, our passers, our defenders are who they are because they face Morgan every day. And she sets a standard in terms of how you accept your role, how you can be an integral part of a program, and how you can leave your mark on a program.
My 4 seasons that I've been here, I've pretty much had every role you can think of being a starter, being on the bench, or coming in and out of a game. And I think what has helped me is always being the consistent teammate, regardless of how long your playing time is. And you can always be a great teammate, great leader regardless of that. So I think that's kind of just been my thing these 4 years is be consistent to your teammates, always be authentic. So yeah, I mean, I have a great group, so it's easy to be a great teammate. They all love playing. They all love playing for each other in this university, so they make my job easy.
Morgan definitely brings that energy that this team needs. She is our first person to speak up in a huddle, our first person to bring that energy when we come in after every point.
Morgan's infectious personality and willingness to help her team any way possible certainly doesn't go unnoticed by her teammates.
She's been such an inspirational person for me, just because of her mindset through this whole 4 years and how she approaches things every day in practice.
Morgan is the #1 teammate by far, there's no question about it. Anytime we're struggling in a drill, I immediately turn to Morgan and she's still smiling, still being herself. She never gets nervous because she just knows that this is a game that we love to play, and she's always that reminder for us.
Sometimes it's just good to have those little reminders of the entire pressure of the world isn't on our shoulders and our entire team has our back. So sometimes I just like to throw in little reminders that we're only human and like we're just a really fun group. So it's easy to remind them of that.
Morgan provides those constant reminders, which has helped build lifelong friendships with their coaches and teammates.
I think just knowing that we've kind of weathered the storm together is it plays a huge part of our connection now, and all 4 of our personalities are fairly different, but we connect so well on just knowing that we have to put the team's best interests ahead.
It's a little stressful, whatever. Morgan's always there to give a laugh. I will always look to Morgan to kind of lighten the mood, have fun. She's always a person that is friends with every single person on the team, which is a great person to have. You want someone that can talk to everyone, be friends with everyone no matter who they are, and Morgan's that person.
Career doesn't just have to be defined by the number of points scored. Truly, it's defined by the relationships built. And in that way, Morgan is first team All-American.
The relationships Morgan has built and her constant reminders to have fun has had an immeasurable impact on the Florida Gators volleyball program. For GatorZone, I'm Jacob Lovelace.
Thank you, Jacob, and best of luck to the Gator volleyball team for the rest of the season. Well, Jeff, I know my volleyball skills. I'm somebody who was pretty good in high school, but you've been gloating a lot.
Yeah, so best of luck to him because we got top plays after the break. All right, Smack Talker, bring it! Dikembe Mutombo on you. So a top play right there. Let's see what the rest of the student athletes here at Florida can do.
Today's top plays are brought to you by Nike.
Commodore 9-yard line. There's the snap to Trask. Trask looking, still with the ball, stepping up, rolling off the left, gonna run. 5, he's gonna go all the way in! Touchdown! Touchdown! Trask takes it into the end zone, and the Gators get the score. 9 a.m. Eastern for a noon kick. There's the snap to Trask. He swings the pass to the left to Grimes. At the 40, Grimes 50, Grimes 40, breaks the tackle, and down the sideline, he's gonna go all the way! 66 yards! Touchdown, Gators! There's the snap to Wallace. Wallace under pressure. He's hit. The ball comes out. It's picked up by the Gators. That's a loose ball. Going to be returned by John Grenard. He's going to go all the way into the end zone. It's going to be a beautiful Gator defensive score. How much? That's over 80 yards on a fumble return for a touchdown. Off the right hip of Jones. Jones takes the snap. He's going to run it to the right, to the 10-yard line, to the 5, and in the end zone he goes. He just outran everybody on the corner and scores the touchdown. It is 41-0.
So there you have it, some top plays from the student athletes, some top plays from us. Had a good time as always. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of GatorZone. It's starting to cool off a little bit, but it's always hot when you're following the Gators, isn't it?
That's right. You can follow them on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat, your favorite.
Yeah, so plenty of things. Make sure you make it happen, and make sure you tune in each and every week for another episode of GatorZone. For my partner,
Kyle Crooks,
and the great camera work once again of Gareth Gutierrez, I'm Jeff Cardozo. We'll see you next time.